Today on the show, I make Abu play a game he absolutely hates. Welcome to Lore Party, the podcast that explores the stories, characters, and universes behind some of our favorite video games. My name's Neil, and I'm sitting here with Abu, and I'm making him play for the very first time Metroid Zero Mission. Abu, thoughts so far?
It's been a rough one, Neil. Let me get you caught up on my journey so far.
Okay.
You gave me your Game Boy Advance SP last week.
Mm-hmm.
On and off for the past couple of days, I've been playing through Zero Mission.
Right.
And it has been an experience.
Now, to clarify, you haven't played any Metroidvania game before, the Vania part being the Castlevania series.
Never. I've never played any sort of Metroid game on any platform ever.
Oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy is right. So I've been playing the game on and off, and I got to preface this by saying that I normally don't like platformers. Even modern platformers I don't play. So the type of game and the genre of game is like not something that I played regularly. And that really shows in my experience so far, because it's been pretty tough figuring out how I'm supposed to play this game.
Right, and I remember talking to you, it's been taking you a while. I just for reference, 14 years ago when I was 10 years old, I beat this game in 3 hours. Last summer, I beat this game in 3 hours. And I left those save files up there as motivation for you, because I know you were getting a little discouraged at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Those save files are there, and I can vouch for Neil on this one. They are 3 hours long, so he absolutely beat this game in less time than it has taken me to struggle through to. What am I at now? Kraid, I think, is the,
right. You're at
is
the
the
location,
section that I'm at now. Right.
Yeah. So expand on where are you exactly? You got the power grip, the ice beam, and you're in Kraid now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me get you caught up. I landed on the planet. And, of course, I journeyed to the right because I was like, this is a platformer. Just run right as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Not the case. This game continues to, subvert everything I think I know about platformers.
Right. When the original was out in 1986, the only game was Mario, and all you do is run to the right. So, yeah, that's the exact opposite.
Right. So, of course, I had to text you, and then I got the power ball, which was on the left.
The morph ball.
The morph ball. Oh, no. See?
The Maru ball. Yeah. No.
So I got the Powerball, and I continued onwards a little bit, got some more power-ups. The most recent ones that I got were the Power Grip, which has fundamentally, I think, changed the way I play the game.
Right, it gives you a little more leeway if you're not a platform gamer.
Exactly, so it's been really tough for me being a not platform person, trying to get used to the platforming and running and gunning and dodging and getting all the timings right. But the Power Grip has helped with that significantly. So my experience has gotten a little bit better since getting the Power Grip. And then after that, I think the most recent power-up that I have now is the Ice Beam. Mm-hmm. And that has also been a lot of fun because now those annoying-ass turtles that I kept just bumping into, I can freeze, and I can use them as platforms, and it's cool the way the game sort of teaches you to do that.
Right, it ramps up, as you're finally mastering mechanics, you're getting stuff to make you, but you're slowly going to become a juggernaut. At the end of the game, you're going to feel unstoppable.
I'm starting to feel that a little bit, which is a lot of fun. Now I'm less scared, and I'm less so trying to dodge these monsters. I'm just blasting through them with my ice beam. I'm freezing the ones that get in my way. I'm hopping around and power gripping everywhere. So it's been a lot of fun.
Good.
But the point where I've left off is essentially I arrived in Kraid, and I've been watching a walkthrough, full disclosure, to help me get through some of the maps.
Very fair.
But I took a little bit of a sneak peek ahead in the walkthrough, and I'm basically right before the section where you fight that lava snake for the first time.
Yes.
So that is coming up. Not looking forward to that, but I am looking forward to the tracks that you can,
the tracks are a blast.
Yeah, that you can dangle off of. Mm-hmm. But as I've been playing the game, I've had a couple of questions come up, and this is a podcast about lore and universe and stories and characters, and I have a lot of questions regarding that when it comes to Metroid. So can I hit you with some of my questions?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I wrote them down. Let me take a look here. The very first one that came to mind was, as soon as I powered up the game, I didn't know how to pronounce the name of the planet.
Right. So the planet is pronounced Zebes, which it's canonically established in the Wii game Metroid Other M, which we will not discuss. Also, this podcast is going to be mostly just the 2D core games, the mainline games. It's called Zebes with an H in the original game. They changed that in Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, the sequel, but people call it Zebes, whatever. Just call it what you want. And no one
Call it whatever I want.
matter.
Gotcha. Well, I'll try to be as official as possible and use
Does
Zebes.
matter. It's Zebes.
That's good to know. Zebes.
Yeah.
So my second question and sort of a follow-up to that was, is this planet super important and relevant? Am I spending my entire time on this planet? Is there a history here? What's the relevance of the planet?
Right. So Zebes was originally a Chozo colony. You'll kind of get a clue to it in the game, but an orphan Samus Aran was raised on this planet by the Chozo. She's from the neighboring planet K2L. The space pirates, led by Mother Brain, they're using it as their base of operations. So
Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop you right there because you name dropped a lot of things that I have no idea about.
Right.
First and foremost, and I think this might actually lead into my second question a little bit. You said this is a Chozo planet.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a leap of faith here and assume that is an ancient civilization and also has something to do with those statues.
Well, first things first, like, if you want just the backstory on this game, the planet, Samus Aran herself, there's an accompanying manga that goes along with the game, only released in Japan. It'll explain a lot of this backstory, actually.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's been translated.
I believe it has. It should be.
Huh, I might look that up.
Oh, absolutely, you should. But back to the Chozo, there are these ancient bird people, super peaceful, so it seems, made a lot of cool tech. They raised you, they gave you your power suit. You're you because of them, more or less.
They raised Samus.
Yeah, from a
Whoa.
young age. Because
So that explains why her suit works with everything
right,
on this planet?
it's compatible with the technology. They knew she was going to come, all the stuff. They're a prophetic race of cool bird people.
Wow, that explains a lot because the entire time I was playing, every time I got a power up, the question just popped into my mind of, isn't this like an ancient planet? How does the technology work with my suit? But that's interesting that Samus was raised by these people.
Right.
So you kind of segued right into Samus on that one. Fill me in a little bit on her backstory. All I know so far is that she's a bounty hunter, potentially one of the best bounty hunters out there.
Right.
And she was hired to come back to this planet for some reason. So fill me in on the backstory there.
Right. So the first thing I want to be very clear on is, obviously, you didn't know it in 1986, Samus Aran is a woman. And never has her gender been a piece of discussion as to her job. She is a bounty hunter. She is the best at it. Her enemies, no one cares she's a woman. And that's fucking rad.
That's badass.
I think that's sick.
Especially for a game that came out in the 80s.
Right, because you thought you were a cool spaceman blowing shit up. No, you're a badass chick getting yours.
Nice.
So, Samus is the lone bounty hunter sent by the Galactic Federation police to destroy the pirate base on Zebes. She is called because she is the best. Now, obviously, it's a whole world. There's other bounty hunters. She has a relationship with them and this planet and the space pirates from previous combat. So she was just the best choice for this job.
Gotcha. So she was sort of the best fit.
Right.
So what's her history with the space pirates? You sort of said something about that.
Yeah. I think it was in the intro for Zero Mission. I can't quite recall. You see like a big purple dragon looking dude?
I don't know.
Okay. That's fair. You will. He may or may not have more or less eaten your parents. He definitely killed them and destroyed your home planet.
What?
His name's Ridley. He's a real nice guy.
Wow.
Yeah, he is the
Like Ridley
space
from
pirate
Alien?
general. Named after Ridley Scott. Oh yeah, this draws a lot of parallels to Alien and a lot of references.
Interesting. Gotcha. So, big purple dragon named Ridley ate/killed my parents in some way.
Yeah.
And then Samus became an orphan and was left on Zebes to be raised by the Chozo.
I haven't read the manga in a while, but I assume they kind of scooped her up because it was
Gotcha.
the neighboring planet.
Gotcha.
And then eventually she joins the Galactic Federation Police under her CO Adam Malkovich, which we'll talk about him much later.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, she did some gigs with them, left, became a bounty hunter, and they have a history together. So she She's the lone juggernaut who can get into this planet that she knows to destroy the space of operations by the pirates.
That makes sense. That explains why she was chosen and why all of the technology is working perfectly.
Right, yeah,
So,
that suit is exclusive to her. No one else has that.
nice.
That is her
I didn't know
deal.
that. Okay, interesting. Okay, so is that a Chozo suit then?
Yes.
Like they gave it to her?
Yes,
And...
the Chozo power suit.
Gotcha. Okay. So speaking of the Chozo and the planet and the suit and the history there, do we know what happened to the Chozo and why is this planet attacking me? Why is everything on this planet trying to kill me?
Right. So the Chozo are a colonizing race. They just get wiped out all the time. They either just flee because something's coming, or they just outright get slaughtered. I don't quite remember what the deal was on Zebes. I imagine though it was them getting slaughtered on it. As to why the environment's attacking you, there's two good reasons for that. One, the planet's just going to become way more inhospitable the further you go. You're going from like, oh, hey, like it's a nice day outside to like, all right, there's some caverns. Oh, okay, everything's on fire. Oh, this is an acid pit. Not lava, but just acid. Now, for the second reason, the whole reason you're there, the leader of the space pirates, Mother Brain, you're going to go kill her, so she's sending everyone to kill you. She has this weird psychic connection with every creature on the planet that she's sending them right after you. Pretty much, Mother Brain was a creation by the Chozo, kind of running the planet, and it decided, hey, reset everything back to zero. Just yeah,
The classic artificial intelligence.
Right.
It's AI, right? It's
right. Yeah,
technology.
Mother Brain is HAL. It's a big organic supercomputer. It's literally a brain in a jar with an eyeball and spikes on it.
The eyeball.
Yes.
So that was actually my follow-up question to this. Was like when you go to, is it North Star?
Brinstar.
Brinstar. I think when you, for the first time, you take that elevator down to Brinstar, a quick cutscene flashes where you see like what I assume now is a brain, and you see this eyeball sort of open up, and, and you get this sense that something is watching you. Samus is actually reflected inside that eyeball during that cutscene. So I assume that's Mother Brain following Samus's every move.
Yes, you are correct, sir.
Interesting. So Mother Brain is basically this big bad Google Home.
Yeah.
What's her relation to the space pirates? Has she taken over that organization, or is it more of a they are using her?
To my knowledge, it's pretty much she, like, as she controls the creatures on the planet, she is controlling the space pirates as means to her own end, which again is reset everything to zero. And the whole reason they're there, which, you know, we should talk about the titular creature of the series. Mother Brain and the Space Pirates are hanging out in Zebes, deep within the reaches of the big chromatic area known as Torian, experimenting with the biological superweapon, the Metroids.
The Metroid, right. I haven't even asked about that yet. So, yeah, explain to me the title here. What is a Metroid? Because I don't think I've experienced one yet.
Oh, we'll touch on them more in part 2, but just be very wary of them. They are just a super weapon the government does not want in the hands of the space pirates. They are organic creatures, and they will kill anything in their path.
Speaking of organic creatures, the final sort of, not really even a question, an observation that I had, the more I'm playing this game, I'm getting this sense that most of these creatures don't want to actually attack me. They're sort of just existing in their homes, and I'm almost the trespasser.
You're a virus in a nervous system. You're a cancer. You're interrupting the entire environment just by running through it.
A virus in a system. That's a great way to put it, because I'm getting that sense more and more. Like when you get to Cade, there's those like googly-eyed monsters that don't attack you or anything. They just sort of hang out there.
Oh, the little like crab-looking guys.
Yeah, exactly.
They look like the thing from Digimon, the Numamon. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've noticed that I go in there and I just blast the room and wipe them out.
They're just crawling on the walls. You only kill them if they're in your way.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm getting this sense that this planet is just more annoyed that I'm there and not really just specifically out to get me, outside of like Mother Brain directing them. Interesting. Correct. Okay. So to sort of wrap up, I know I'm not very far into the game. I'm going to do my best to play through the rest of the game with the help of many, many walkthroughs, I'm sure. But tease me a little bit. What can I expect? What power-ups do I still not have yet that are going to be fun?
You're going to get relatively soon. I say soon because, again, it's a 3-hour game. But you're going to get my favorite item, the speed booster. And you're going to get it very soon. And it allows for my favorite mechanic in the game, the shine spark. You're going to run super fast and you're going to store the energy you're using.
Oh, boy.
You'll start glowing and flashing. You're going to crouch down. And you're going to hit A in any direction you want. You can do it in Morphball. You can do it standing straight up. And you're going to launch. And you're going to go until you hit an object. And it's the best.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, I'm looking forward to those. And I feel like I have a much deeper understanding of who I am, what I'm doing, what this planet is, and what sort of the backstory is. And it's interesting that this... Back in the 80s, this would have been people's very first introduction to Metroid.
Right.
The game really does not tell you what's going on.
Right.
It's a lot of like figuring it out and sort of going backwards from the hints that the game gives you.
Right. And if you want a taste of the original, once you beat the game, we'll discuss it in part 2 of this, but you'll unlock the original Metroid and you can just kind of see what exactly these changes and updates were and what stayed fundamentally the same.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. I want to thank Abu for taking the time out of his schedule and the time out of his mental health for trudging through this game. We want to thank you for tuning in and being a part of this show. Be sure to connect with us on Twitter at lore_party and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.